It may not be all about the money when it comes to job hunting for many Americans. According to a survey from Voya Financial, 72% of people strongly or somewhat agree that they would take a job with a slightly lower salary for better health care and medical coverage. Joining me now is Christin Kuretich, who is the Vice President of Supplemental Products at Voya Financial. I almost gave you a massive upgrade and promotion there. Look,
that works for me.
Look,
yeah.
When people are around me, they just get promotions. That's what I give out, Christin. All right, so let's talk about this a little bit more here. In the data, you're seeing that people are saying they would likely take better benefits than a bump in pay. Why do you think that is?
Isn't that interesting? So we often pull our consumers just to get insights on their views on benefits and what's provided to them. So this really jumped out at us because to think that someone would actually, value their health care and benefits over a salary is a pretty big deal. And what I think this says to me is that people are feeling the squeeze more than ever in being able to, mitigate those healthcare costs when health events happen. And so salary is important, but having coverage for an unexpected health event is even more important.
What benefits are really being prioritized then in those instances where you're sacrificing perhaps a little bit more in base salary for a better package when it comes to overall compensation, including those benefits?
It's interesting because over the last, decade or so, costs have gradually shifted away from what they were traditionally seen with these PPO plans where the employer was funding a bigger chunk of that. We've seen these high deductible health plans become a lot more prevalent and are offered instead of or alongside of the more traditional PPOs and HMOs. And so I think the naming sometimes gets people when they look at it and see, okay, I'm used to this traditional plan, so I'm willing to pay more each month to have a lower, maybe out-of-pocket cost at the doctor. But when you actually look at it in contrast with a high deductible health plan and a health savings account, which are always paired together, it really can be a better financial situation for someone to choose. And so with that cost shifting, coming over to the employees more than ever, I think that's where they feel the squeeze and where they may be missing some opportunity is in really, effectively combining those plans with the health savings account tax advantages.
And so, Christin, how can Americans know and prioritize certain health benefits, and how do they know that they're making the right selection and opting into the right plans for themselves?
As much as I would love to believe that people wake up with all the energy in the world to enroll in their open enrollment benefits, the average working American spends between 15 and 20 minutes actually choosing these benefits. So what's really great now is more and more of these benefit enrollment platforms are featuring things called decision support tools, or maybe more commonly known as, people like you purchased. And so that can take into account your income, your dependents, even your prior year healthcare spend in some cases, and then make a recommendation. I would encourage people to use those. If that's part of your benefit enrollment, there's the option to skip, but maybe give it a whirl and go through it and see what the algorithm will recommend for you, because it may bring to light some benefits that really weren't on your radar that could be really best for you and your family.
Is there a top benefit that you see employees really prioritizing right now? The one that woos them when they get into a new position and say, oh, you guys offer that. Okay, sounds great. Sign me up.
Voluntary benefits or supplemental health coverage is continuing to grow in popularity. These benefits are not new, but they really were not as prevalent as they have been the last 3 to 5 years. So with products like hospital insurance, critical illness, accidental injury insurance, these are really attractive for people looking at either taking a new job or shifting to a new company. When they see these benefits available, that tells them a lot about how their employer is thinking about their holistic health needs.
Christin Kuretich, who is the Voya Financial Vice President of Supplemental Products. Christin, great to have you here with us today. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Brad.